2026 bid from Indian Creek Materials, a ready mix FY 2026 bid from MC Materials, mowing for FY 2026 extension bid from Fresh Cuts Lawn Care for $168,620. The RTU replacement with Train US bid for $229,479. The Tourism Advisory Committee grant application recommendations of the Heart of the Ozarks Half Marathon for $4,000. The Lincoln School Black History Month / Centennial Celebration for $2,000. A site plan for Deer Meadows #2 minor subdivision, and approval of disposal of records for various fire department records from 1954 to 2024.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second the motion.
Any questions? Yes, sir.
I do. The number that stood out for me was the lawn mowing number. That seemed like high enough where that might ought to be an in-house deal. How many places are we mowing? What, is that a 30-day a month of commitment?
Yeah, so the list, generally, the schedule includes all of our city parks, fire stations, depending on the schedule and cycle, so the parks get mowed more frequently than fire stations, for example. I think the last time we reviewed this, and Director Shanks isn't here this evening, so I'll be able to check with him tomorrow. I think the last time we reviewed this was about 5 or 6 years ago. Or at least I think we used to have the mowing services performed in-house by staff. That went away, I suspect, because it was probably made more financial sense at the time to outsource that because of the limited amount of mowing that gets done. So rather than support full-time FTEs year-round for a 6-7 month job, I haven't seen that analysis, so I can't tell you for sure what went into that. But we can certainly look at that again to see if maybe it makes sense to make some changes for 2027. So
I know there was a lot of issues. Also, we'd have to get seasonal workers and the hiring, firing, that.
Well, I was thinking, just outside the box a little bit, but with the new trash trucks and cutting route time in half, is there an opportunity?
Yep,
To at least reevaluate
sure.
at some point?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we'll be happy to do some homework on that next couple of weeks and get some information to you.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there any public input on our consent agenda? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, passes. Oh, all those opposed? Okay. Now it passes.
On to resolutions. Resolution 2025-24, a resolution of the City of West Plains, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a lease agreement between the City of West Plains and Always the Future for Kids for property located at 436 Ada Avenue.
Motion to approve resolution 2025-24.
I'll second.
Did you say,
Sure. Yeah, we've had for a number of years now, we've had an agreement with Community Foundation of the Ozarks, who provided insurance for the Girl Scout hut operation. And so they expressed a desire to exit from that contract. So they worked with, or the Girl Scouts organization worked with AFK to provide that same service. So they're stepping in and replacing CFO as that agency. So this contract or this resolution approves that contract with them, and we'll continue to let the Girl Scouts operate on city property over there. So.
no question. Is there any input on resolution 2025-24? Public? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, resolution passes.
On to ordinances. Bill 4813 to become ordinance 4813, second reading. An ordinance approving the adoption of amended budgets for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2025 and ending December 31, 2025.
Motion to approve Bill 4813 to become ordinance 4813, second reading.
I'll second.
Hi, Early.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Nice to see you all tonight. So this ordinance is our second reading of our hopefully last amendment for the year since, it's the last council meeting of the year. So this ordinance is generally what we use as we call a cleanup appropriation, where we kind of add up all the things that came in throughout the year that we weren't expecting. Some of the big changes this year, of course, are grant related. We often have that. There are grants that we get awarded throughout the year that we did not anticipate during the previous year's budget. We also had some donations this year that were received that were a little significant and that we wanted to make sure we added into the budget to cover those expenses of the donations that we received. And we also, of course, have some of those flood expenses that you all approved earlier this year to be covered. Those things need to be appropriated, so we've added those in. Since first reading, I did make quite a few changes, which I put in like light green on the exhibit to make them a little bit easier for you guys to see. A lot of those changes came about from expenses that we estimated would come in at budget. They're actually coming in a little bit over budget. Many of them have offsetting revenues as well. So most of them do not result in a change in our ending fund balance for most of those funds. But some of them did have changes in fund balance, specifically the capital projects fund. We had a little bit of a change. Any questions that you all had after looking over materials?
Any public input for Bill 4813 to become ordinance 4813? Kelly?
Collins.
Yes.
Brennan.
Yes.
Merle.
Yes.
Niece.
Yes.
Papa.
Yes.
Bill 4814 to become ordinance 4814, second reading. An ordinance vacating a 20-foot alley located between West First Street and West Second Street, and further reserving a utility easement within the area to be vacated.
Motion to approve Bill 4814 to become ordinance 4814, second reading.
Second.
Dustin?
Mayor, council, this is obviously a recommendation from planning and zoning, and we've not received any input since the first reading. So if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer anything.
All right, thank you. Is there any public input for Bill 4814 to become ordinance 4814? Okay, Kelly?
Collins.
Yes.
Brennan.
Yes.
Merle.
Yes.
Niece.
Yes.
Topliff.
Yeah.
Bill 4815 to become ordinance 4815, second reading. An ordinance amending several chapters and sections of the municipal code to no longer require business licenses for most business types, merely for the privilege of conducting business within the city of West Plains.
Motion to approve Bill 4815 to become ordinance 4815, second reading.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening to the council. No additional feedback since we presented this at first reading. Just as a reminder, thanks to our city attorney and Kelly, city clerk, we worked through a lot of sections of our code to review different sections for business license information. So in the interest of cutting some red tape, we found an opportunity to eliminate some redundancy and things that we're asking of our business community to do for the city. And so this is a result of that item. So happy to answer any questions, Kelly, Stephanie, or myself.
Kelly's not gonna see a decrease in her salary, is he?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, sir.
Say so.
Well, you know, it's important to make it a little easier to set up a business here and run it here.
Yep. I agree.
Is there any public input for Bill 4815 to become ordinance 4815? Okay, Kelly?
Collins.
Yes.
Brennan.
Yes.
Merle.
Yes.
Niece.
Yes.
Topliff.
Yes.
No council actions, so we will go to city administrator report. Sarah.
Couple of items for you. Thank you to everybody who attended our tree lighting ceremony on December 1st. We had 758 people show up for that. That's up from 570 people last year. So despite the cold weather and threat of some rain, had a few little flurries out there. But again, thank you to everybody for showing up. Thank you to city staff, members of the downtown organization who helped put on that event as well. Echo the same for the parade this past weekend, the chamber parade. I heard that was well attended despite the cold. So 'tis the season to get out and have some fun and spread some germs maybe.
Sorry, I couldn't make either. of those.
Yep, you went out there, Mayor, so, yeah, do better next year, right? So, and then just a reminder, we have, two more performances of the Children's Ballet of the Ozarks, rendition of the Nutcracker going on at the Civic Center. So invite residents to continue to celebrate the season and go watch that performance. That's all I have for you, unless you have any questions.
Up next is citizen comments, and we only have one tonight, so we have David. David, when you come to the podium, please state your name and home address, and you'll have 5 minutes.
My name is David Nino. Thank you. I just wanted to address quickly, the issues of like a lot more criminal infractions I'm seeing in the community of a specific nature. I am not at all referring to things that are more innocuous, like maybe rolling the occasional stop sign when there's no risk of collision, or driving 5 miles an hour speed limit when there's no danger to public safety. I'm definitely not referring to people who, despite working full time, are not able to afford like insurance and or registration for their vehicles. I'm talking about citizens who are deliberately flouting the law with respect to things like littering, won't buckle up, smoking at gas pumps, blackout windows in their vehicles, parking in handicapped spaces. While I understand these crimes don't rise to the level, obviously, of like arson or robbery or violent crime or anything like that, nevertheless, they do have a negative impact on all of us, and they are deliberately flouting the law. Now, while I understand, of course, the necessity and importance of officer discretion, I'm asking for more of a zero tolerance response to reports and responses to these crimes. Now, our officers' jobs are already difficult enough. And so what I'm asking, not only for fines to be raised, to be raised for where they are now in relation to these crimes, but that we give our officers all the tools and the support that they need to effective enforcement of stuff like this, if that makes sense anyway. But yes, I am asking for zero tolerance for things like this, because especially things that are more dangerous, like I said, I addressed this before, smoking at gas pumps. This is just a disaster waiting to happen. And so I'm, like I said, I'm asking for things like this, as things I've mentioned, the other things as well, and any things that you all can think of that I can't right now. But for, like I said, people who are deliberately flouting the law, I don't see why any tolerance or forgiveness should be given, or quarter should be given for these infractions. And so, like I said, our officers need our all the tools and support that we can give them for effective enforcement. But please, let's apply this. No tolerance for stuff like this. There's just no sense in it. The community does need money, of course, right? And so for citizens that are a liability to it, why not collect it as necessary off them? So like I said, for stuff like this, I think that a minimum fine of at least $100 per offense is more than reasonable, especially when the long-term cost to the community, if that makes sense. And like I said here before, if I can help, by any means, please reach out to me. I'm happy. Sam and I have had some fantastic conversations, which I really appreciate. But anything else, like I said, just feel free to reach out. And if I could, get some feedback on stuff like this. But I really encourage, the council to consider stuff like this, because it is a liability to all of us, and it's just senseless. People that just don't care, Thank you.
Thank you. I did want to point out, that some of the things we brought up, someone did repair their parking lot thanks to, bringing the attention to it.
Right.
So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Mayor, that's all we have.
Oh, well. Gosh, last meeting of the year, it's been a really good year. Staff was, I think, we've accomplished a lot. We still have a lot to do, but on behalf of the council, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Joyous Kwanzaa, Feliz Navidad, Mele Kalikimaka, I got to do, and Happy Holidays to everyone. May God bless, and we are.